Am I the asshole? For storming out of my father's house after finding out he's reconciled with my mother. I was raised by my father alongside my older brothers, Lyle and Kyle, both 23M, they're twins. Mom left us shortly after I was born, so I've never really had a maternal figure growing up. I've tried to ask my dad why Mom left, but he would always try to dodge the question. Anyways, this kind of messed me up a little bit as a kid because I would always blame myself for her leaving. And it also didn't help that my older brothers would always use the ole trusty "you're why mama left" card in arguments. During my middle school years, my mom began to call me and my brothers. She swore up and down for years that she wanted me back in her life but didn't make any effort to get to know me. So that woman broke a lot of promises with me and my brothers. The last straw for me was when she didn't come to a beauty pageant I'd been excited for months. I know that sounds really petty, but at the time, it was really important to me, and she swore up and down that she would come. Of course, she broke that promise, too. So when Mom called to apologize for not, I let that woman have it. I think the call almost lasted an hour and a half, and it was mostly just me cussing her out. Obviously, ever since that phone call, I've been no contact with her. But a few days ago, my dad texted me if I wanted to have dinner with him and the boys, saying that he was going to make my favorite meal. Of course, I agreed. I walk in the house, and I hear my dad and my brothers talking. Nothing unusual, of course, but then I hear a woman laugh. So I walked to the kitchen and saw my dad, Lyle and Kyle laughing and talking with my mother. So, at this point, I'm pissed and confused. And I think I thought out loud because I said, "What the fuck is she doing here?" Everyone immediately becomes silent, until Dad starts talking. Basically he says that I need to watch my tone, and that all they want to do is talk to me about their future. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Then, my mother had the great idea to drop the bombshell that her and Dad got back together and had been dating for months. I think you can understand how gooped I was from this information. But then Lyle tells me that basically everyone in the immediate family knew about the relationship besides me because they were worried about how I would react. So I'm still standing there, shaking with rage. So when my dad tried to grab my arm to sit me down so we could talk, I snatched it back and basically stormed out the house. Now, I've been bombarded from texts from my dad and Lyle, saying I was immature and made Mum cry. My friends are 50-50 on it. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Not the asshole for how you feel. They blindsided you and then blamed you for your reaction. If you choose to have nothing to do with your mother, you shouldn't have to. Realize your father is an adult, free to be involved with whomever he chooses. It would have been better for your dad to talk to you alone. The fact that they all kept it from you was inconsiderate of you. I am sorry, I've been there in the sense of being left out or always the last to know. Be strong. Not the asshole. However they want to spin it, she abandoned you and your brothers. And when she did show back up, she broke promise after promise. You have no obligation whatsoever to want to stick around for the shit show it'll probably end up being. Not the asshole. Do not allow the woman who abandoned you back into your life. She has always let you down and will continue to. They said you was being immature and made her cry. WTF do they think she has done to you all your life? Not the asshole. You would be totally justified in going no contact with your family over this. They ambushed you and just decided you had to deal with it. You went through years of heartbreak, broken promises, and torment by your mother and family members. I hope you find your own way and peace. Not the asshole. The woman who abandoned you for your entire life, the woman who broke every promise she ever made to you, suddenly appears. Even worse, she's apparently strongly back in your father's life. Of course you walked out. What else were they possibly expecting? Some people like surprises. They're supposed to be good surprises, though. Your father is an A for suddenly springing this on you. This is something that should have been introduced well in advance and discussed. You'd still have walked out, but at least you wouldn't have felt so betrayed. Not the asshole. Sounds like you live on your own and are self-sufficient. If so, time to go low. No contact with your dad and your duplicitous brothers. Your mother is basically an egg donor to you. No need to pay her any mind at all. Nata. Your mother abandoned you and that's gut-wrenching and you don't need to allow her into your life. Not the asshole. There is nothing like being ambushed by a situation and the only one that didn't know what was going on. How did they expect this was going to go? Seems pretty stupid to keep this a secret and then spring it on you. That's messed up. I can appreciate that you might have had some feelings about it even if they had included you from the restarting of getting together, but at least over the period of months you'd have time to process things. This was a bad way to handle it and I don't blame you a bit for walking out. Not the asshole, and this level of backhanded dealing would leave me very low contact for a long time. Maybe permanently. Your dad telling you to watch your tone would have been the end of that for me. Not the asshole. Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to begin to sort through all of this if I were you, Op. First thing I would want to know is the whole entire truth. Why she left in the first place. Why he accepted her back in his life. Why the lies? How can he want to be with someone who left him to raise 3 kids and then come back once the kids are grown? How can he want to be with someone who repeated hurt disappointed his kids? Why does he think she's changed? Why is everyone ignoring the big-ass elephant in the room? Is there any way for you to have a one-on-one conversation with your dad? Not the asshole. Your dad withheld information shared with everyone else, then blindsided you by inviting you to dinner when your mom was there. I don't know what they were thinking not telling you they were dating but then inviting everyone to dinner still without telling you. You have no relationship with that woman. Now you have to decide whether you want a relationship with your lying family. They ambushed you. Not the asshole for not liking that. No one would have celebrated being roped and tied in that way. Your mother's shame might have made her cry. You didn't. You ganged up on me, lied to me and watched from the shadows while she abused or ignored me, and now you want me to celebrate? Well, here's my toast, Dad. Good luck. Maybe 2 bites at that apple will be the charm. How's that for coming together like a family? Is everybody happy now? I know I am. Huzzah. You got Pearl Harbored in the worst way, and you're absolutely right for being angry. I cannot imagine why he'd reconcile, but it is what it is. Your mother never gave a shit for all the tears she caused you, and she doesn't deserve an apology. Lyle spent the past few months lying to you, so he can go shit in his hat. Your feelings are valid, your response is valid. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What a way to break the news. Your mom was awful then and is awful now. I am so sorry that is what you had to experience. I didn't see anything past having twin brothers named Lyle and Kyle. Not the asshole. I'm sorry, Op, but I'm getting the feeling there's a lot more that your father and brothers are not telling you. Your father refusing to tell you why your mom left in the first place, and your brothers blaming you for it, which I initially would have wrote off as kids saying stupid things, and suddenly they're all ready to let her back in and have to set you up to tell you about it. Something is going on. Your father's immediate reaction is to tell you to watch your tone, when it should have been concern and support. He's the asshole. Your brothers are assholes. Your mother is a few words that I can't use because of rules. You are not the asshole. Not the asshole. They clearly ganged up on you to try and coerce you into playing along with their perfect family fantasy. Then you were insulted, shamed, and your dad tried to manhandle you into doing what he wanted. Very telling that they care about your mom crying but not your feelings. I'd say block them and go no contact for a good long while. Not the asshole. You have an absentee mom. For your whole life you were teased about being the reason she was absentee, and now they think you're asshole for having anger with her? Wow. Your family sucks. I'm so sorry, honey. Going North Carolina may be the route with the condition that you would attend therapy with both your parents.